Oh, interesting. Oh, cry. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Glatzhofer, but you can call me Jen. I'm a musical theatre performer and a voice teacher. And today I will be returning back to Dimas Senopati, this time with his BrunoMars cover, Talking to the Moon. I've seen it pop up a lot in the comments, so here we are. As always, this will be a reaction and an analysis video, so we will be stopping and talking about the vocals. If you find that I'm stopping and talking about the vocals a little bit too much for your liking, then feel free to click off of this video. Or you can watch the full thing uninterrupted quite easily because I have left the link to the original video in the description below. If you do enjoy what I do over here and learn a thing or two along the way, then please do consider supporting me over on Patreon. You can also join me on Discord as well if you join me on Patreon. It's lots of fun things happening. In the description below you can also find a link to my GoFundMe page, which all the donations will be going towards the making of our full album. So if you haven't listened to I'm Not a Fan yet, please do let me know in the comments below if you have already. And let's just get straight to the video.
I know you're someone out there, somewhere far away. I want you back, I want you back. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand. You're all I had, you're all I had.
Nice. Okay, cool. I love that we've got Dimas holding the guitar this time. Normally, the other reactions that I've seen, the other videos that I've seen have always been another guitarist, or the Bed of Roses had 3 other musicians as well as Dimas. But now Dimas is holding everything, and also I think it's like 2 different takes, isn't it? One of the Dimases are just strumming the single chord, and the other one's doing a bit more rhythmic. Well, just changing a bit faster. Really, really nice. Let's just dive into his vocals ever so quickly. It starts off pretty high, you guys. And no. Right, E. So we're at the top part of his chest voice, and we're gonna progress, get higher. I know you're somewhere out there. Right, A flat 4. Really lovely and open, leaning towards open sounds. He's got this kind of like air placement throughout, like I want you back, I want you back, which is like us as singers, we hold, we want to hold on to a vowel placement that feels good for a particular quality that we're after. For this particular quality, which is a chest dominant sound, very thick fold dominant, he is air is the bass vowel that we are getting, which is really lovely. Let's just go back a little bit to see if we can pick up on that. And it starts straight away. Let's go back to the beginning.
I know you're someone out there, somewhere far away.
Where?
I want you back.
Back as well, yeah, just very lifted and bright.
Want you back.
And you can also see with the tongue as well. It's not back, dropping it, back, everything. It's because that's where he feels he likes that placement, for one. So staying there. No point changing if you we want to feel good when we sing. So if you like singing there, stay there. And also that's where he feels more resonant with the sound he's creating. Nice. I love this vibrato as well. We've talked about vibrato all the time with Dimas, but want you back. It's very, very, very wide.
Want you back. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand.
Stand.
You're all I had.
Like that
You're
tongue.
all I had. At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself.
For some reason, I felt like that other guitarist now was another guitarist. But anyway, we'll get to if it is or if it isn't. That's not the point. There's this slow creep of a distortion coming into his vocals, which is really, really nice. This kind of like unclarity happening. And he's not pushing that from his true vocal folds. This kind of grit is happening around the false vocal fold area. Just a little kind of like press there. Oh, it's very nice.
Night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself.
Oh, and that broken. Myself. It's myself is broken. And we also get a glottal onset on the se. elf, meaning that the pressure's building just underneath the vocal folds and then it escapes onto the sound. Cool. And that opens into that wide vibrato.
Trying to get to you.
There's a slight like echo, not echo, just a whispery BV line in the back, which is really cool. Just harmony line that's happening, really nice. Also notice, so moon, really lovely pure head voice here. But as well, we're not going moon, pure uval. He's still got this kind of smile, moon, which just modifies the changes the vowel sound ever so slightly. We can still tell it's moon, but it also keeps this consistent air vowel that we just mentioned earlier that Dimas likes to sing on for this particular song anyway. Really cool, really interesting. So he's kind of bringing that forward, even though the vowel's changing and he's changing quality, we've still got this consistent brightening kind of tool that he's bringing along to this part of the song.
Trying to get to you.
I did think when we saw that other shot, I was like, no, I think there is actually another guitarist. It's not Dimas doing both of them. Anyway, go back to the vocals. In hopes you know the really lovely R-based vowels here just to get that opens. Right, hit continuous words repeatedly. I think that's the word I wanted to look for. Hitting this A4 way into the first passage, going towards the second passage now, and he's maintaining this wonderful thick sound. And as he ascends there, he's increasing. You can hear this kind of twang, ugly sound. His voice isn't ugly, but obviously his voice isn't ugly, but like the twang can be when it's just purely 100% twang. But that helps with the brightening and helps him carry that volume up there without reaching for the thicker folds. Nice. I love this sound.
Trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too, or am I a fool?
I love it. And even two.
Seats alone.
Oh, interesting.
Talking to the moon.
I love that resolution. Different ending to this section of the song. Or am I a fool that stays too long talking to the moon? Normally goes up there, right? But because of that kind of dip in pitch that we get another kind of different melody happening instead of the tune that we're used to. We get to hear this lovely low resonant connected sound from Dimas, which we don't really, we started this song, I know you're somewhere out there already through his first passage, so we had to be blending and, a lot higher than we would be when we're talking. Whereas here, we've kind of returned back to an area where he would be like I haven't really heard him talk, so I don't want to say something and it actually sounds very different when he talks. But just returned a little bit more lower in a full chest connected kind of placement. Really nice and easy on his vocals. Yum.
It's alone,
and I love
talking to the moon.
Vibrato. Remember last time we had the set elf, that glottal onset on myself. Here, moo, hoo, we get hoo, an aspirate onset. So that's the aspirate is the breathy onset onto the note.
I'm feeling like I'm famous. Talk of the town. They say I've gone mad. Yeah, I've gone mad.
Hello, blues. I've gone mad. Notice mad again. We're not open. Mad. It's still got that air kind of placement in there. Really, really nice and bright. Just lifts everything up a bit. Nothing's dipping. Everything's staying there. I love that. I've gone mad. Both times where we had the I vowel. I word, sorry. Notice how it was I've, not I've. And trying to squeeze in that clip. Just, again, leaning onto that open part of the vowel, not singing on the diphthong in this case. Just staying that thicker connection. Nice.
Talk talk of the town. They say I've gone mad. Yeah, I've gone mad. But they don't know what I know. 'Cause when the sun goes down, someone's talking back. Yeah, they're talking back.
I love that stop in the music. And when the let's go when so B up there, and when the sun has a little trick tip, whatever you want to call it. Where would be so, especially for it is and lies in his vocals. Notice how he's going a bit more, and when the sun, where, a bit more of a win rather than when, too open. So when we're too open and wide, obviously I know we're talking about open vowels, we get that chest connection. As we go higher, if we're going to keep it like that, it's going to increase that thicker connection, which might feel a little bit uncomfortable at times. So if you want to get a little bit more control over the sound and support on the sound, just narrow that mouth a little bit. So rather than and where and when the sun goes, it just makes sure that we have more control, more support. Just there's another word that I'm trying to look for, but just a bit more of certainty of what sound's going to come out rather than where and like unstableness. But he's smashing it. And I love the smackdown of it.
'Cause when the sun goes down, someone's talking back. Yeah.
I just want to also notice we are getting a little bit of like a pull here. So I would just kind of monitor that. Just so if things are obviously hurting here, we just want to double check that we're not doing anything to get an uncomfortable kind of way position to hinder the tension in here. We want to feel good when we sing. Otherwise why would we continue if we're feeling But yeah, we just want to keep an eye on that and not anger. Make sure we're in a comfortable position so that we can kind of move our heads and like sing whilst maybe not while doing that, but like not involve too much there.
Down, someone's talking back. Yeah, they're talking back.
But here's all good at the end. It seems all a bit more relaxed.
At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself.
Nice.
Talking
Stop.
to the moon.
Yeah, I love that harmony going up. And again, we had that my set elf happening. Shooting back to moon. I love this kind of back and forward. And little subtle differences that he's bringing along to this version of Talking to the Moon.
Trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side. Talking to me too. Or am I fool?
What was that chord just happened? Notice hit in hopes you know, like it seemed very nice and relaxed. He felt a little bit more like his face was forward rather than kind of reaching up. Again, we don't want to squish anything in our larynx. We want it to have the freedom to be able to like stretch out to go higher, thicken up when we go lower, let the thyroid cartilage tilt if you want to add cry, let the cricoid cartilage tilt as well if we want to like belt and get a bit thicker. We want it to do the things it wants to do.
Trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side. Talking to me too. Or am I fool? Who sits alone and talking to the moon.
Before we get into this guitar solo, I can't talk. Sits alone, rather than sits alone, which we had before, open vowels. He's now closing alone, closing on the diphthong, closing on that just to create a different shape, different quality.
Am I fool? Who sits alone and talking to the moon.
There's the moon.
Talking to the moon, yeah.
What? No, yeah. Yeah, I think it goes up to an E5 up here. Amazing. You can hear how thin his vocals are as he goes up there. So he's not bringing up any heaviness, not bringing up any thickness, relying on that thin fold. Heaps of twang. You can hear that change. It's just like a cry. Also notice his position of the tongue has gone from like flat to now pressed forward. He is doing everything to send that energy forward and create a smaller space for him. Like I was saying, the narrowing, right? The narrowing of the AES is one thing, the twang, but the narrowing of the vowel modification as well. Rather than yeah, and trying to reach up like this. It's too high. So as we lift up that tongue as well, it's just going to increase that smaller space. So a bit more of a manageable space to play around with to get the tone that he wants, rather than like this open, then we're too thick and heavy. Obviously, I know you can't see his face until right at the very end.
Talking to the moon, yeah.
And he opens up in that, yeah.
Cause every night I'm talking to the moon. Trying to
We had a little bit of dip there. So notice now it's not moo, it's the same note as the moo. Trying to get to you. It's not the same note. You. Well, that's what we were before. We're actually a bit higher now. Moo. We hit a C sharp now. But he's not in a head voice dominant quality, right? Moo. We're now kind of like going a bit more to an He's modifying this moon to a moon kind of vowel. Because again, it's just opening ever so slightly. So we're getting a bit more of a thicker connection in there. This is the thing, like sometimes every singer is different. So if you feel it's too wide, maybe that feels a bit more better and you can get the quality you want, go for that. Dimas feels comfortable where he is here. So this is why that yeah, when he's up there, was a little bit, obviously is gonna be an open vowel, a bigger vowel shape, right? But lifting that tongue a little bit just makes that space a little bit smaller. And here, would be too small to get a thicker sound, which he wants. So he's opening it. So he's kind of doing the opposite. Yeah, it's too big. So he goes, yeah, a little bit. Now, it's too small. It's just the right size. So it's kind of getting that right balance for wherever he is.
'cause every night I'm talking to the moon, trying to get to you.
Cry.
In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Am I fool?
I love the little cries and the breaks in his voice, but what I love the most is the talking to me too, and he's like really leaning into the too. His body is a part of his music, his voice, and he's committing to it and really like finding that support because he sat down playing guitar. So the rocking really helps because it keeps our core engaged. Really cool.
In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Am I fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Someone out there, somewhere far away.
Oh, a little bit breathy right at the end. There. That's such a throwaway, but yeah, returning back to some breath. Lovely, really nice. Well, it is always a joy returning back to Dimas Senopati. I love what he does with his vocals and just the commitment that he goes into. Like, it's just wonderful, and I can't wait to see what he does next and where he goes, how he grows. It's really lovely. Thank you very much for watching this reaction and analysis video. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, the bell button, and the thumbs up button, and do go over and check me out on Patreon as well. And I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!